So guys, you can see that this is the button connected to pin number C1 and this is the one connected to C0. I press this button, see it starts from right to left, see from B0 to B7. Now if I press this button, the button connected to pin number C1, it will start from left to right, B7 to B0, see. Hello guys, welcome to Learning Microcontrollers. In this lecture, we will be using 2 cross push buttons to start-stop 8 cross LED based 2 cross unique sequences. We will be making them with PIC16F877A microcontroller. So we will be having 2 push buttons. If we press one push button, then there will be 8 LEDs. There will be a train from left to right, and if I press the other push button, the train will be right to left. So there will be 2 unique sequences using 2 push buttons with 8 LEDs. The microcontroller we are going to use for demonstration purpose is PIC16F877A, and the compiler we are going to use is the MikroC for PIC. So guys, this over here is the PIC16F877A microcontroller I'm talking about. It have 40 pins. It's a DIP version. This over here is the first push button. And then to connect this with the PIC, we need a 10K resistor. Either it will be connected in the pull up or the pull down configuration. And for your knowledge, we will be connecting this in the pull down configuration, because in the pull down configuration, whenever the push button will be pressed, a 1 will be sent to the microcontroller, and I want the 1 to be sent, like I want the triggering to be done at the high edge of the button pressing. So let's do the connections. So I name the one pin as the signal and the other pin of the button as the VCC. You can shuffle these 2 pins as well, doesn't matter. Now for the connections, connect the VCC pin directly with the VCC of the PIC. For the signal, connect it to the one end of the 10K resistor like this. Now from the same pin, you will take out your output. For the output, you can choose any available GPIO pin of your PIC, because output of the button will be the input to the PIC. So I will be using the pin number 15, port C, pin 0 or pin C0 like this. Now from the other end of this 10K resistor, connected to the ground. Now guys, that is why it is called pull down resistor, because you can see one end of this 10K resistor is at the grounding end. Whenever you see in any circuit that the grounding end of the 10K resistor connected to a button is at the ground, it means whenever the button is pressed, a 1 will be sent. Now this is the first button. Now this will be the second button. Similarly, we will need a 10K resistor. One pin is VCC, other pin as a signal. Now you connect the VCC directly with the VCC of the PIC. For the signal pin, connected to the one end of your 10K resistor for this dedicated button, and from the same pin you will take out your output. Now you can select any available GPIO pin other than the one being used for the first button. So I use pin number C1, that is pin number 16 of the PIC16F877A. Now again from the other end of this 10K resistor, send it to the ground. In this way, both the buttons will give signal to the PIC to a separate pin, and whenever any of the button is pressed, a 1 will be sent to their respective pin. Now we connect the LEDs. Now you can see on the right we have this first LED, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 8 LEDs. Now to connect these LEDs with the PIC, we need these safety resistors. One resistor for each LED. This resistor makes sure that your LED do not get burned due to the 5 volt coming from the PIC. So this is basically a current limiting resistor, a safety device for the LED. Now you can see that each LED have 2 pins, one longer, one shorter. Now the longer pin I call the VCC, the shorter pin as the ground. Unlike the button, these 2 pins cannot be shuffled. If you shuffle these 2 pins, then your LED will get burned. You cannot give the VCC power to the shorter pin. Shorter pin is always the ground and longer pin is always the power. Now guys, the value of the resistor. The value of the resistor depends upon your likeness. Like it is basically a safety component, but recommended value should not be too high and it should not be too low, because the higher the value of the resistor, the dimmer the LED will go. So ideal values are like 100 ohm, 220 ohm, 330 ohm. I will be using a 220 ohm resistor. So you can use any other value depending upon the brightness that is required. Now guys, let's do the connections. Let's first of all connect the ground pins, common all the ground pins, and send it to the common ground of the PIC like this. Now let's connect the first LED. Now the longer pin of the LED, that is the VCC pin, connected to the one end of your 220 ohm resistor. Now since these are 8 LEDs, I will be using the complete port B for these LEDs. Port B has from B0 to B7 total 8 pins. So each pin will be dedicated to one LED. 8 LEDs, 8 pins of the port B. So for the topmost LED, I will connect it to the pin number B7, just like this. Now for the second LED from the top, again the longer pin connected to the one end of the 220 ohm resistor. From the other end of this resistor, connected to any available GPIO pin. As I told you earlier, I will be using the port B, so it will be the B6 pin. Now similarly, do it for the third LED, connected to the B5, fourth LED, B4, fifth LED, B3, sixth LED, B2, 7th LED, B1, and the 8th LED I connected to pin number B0 of the port B. In this way, 8 LEDs are connected to the 8 pins of the port B, occupying the complete port B. Now what we will be doing, like how we will program this microcontroller. Now we will be programming this microcontroller in such a way that whenever this button is pressed, suppose this button is pressed and released, then this LED will turn on, then this, and all of these once turned on, and we will give a certain delay like 200 millisecond delay like between each interval. Like this LED turns on, then there is a 200 millisecond delay, then this, and then all will turn off. Once the button is pressed and released, this will happen. Now if I press the other button, it will start from the opposite side. For that button, it started from the bottom. For this button, it will start from the top, like it will be B7, B6, B5, B4, B3, B2, B1, and 0, like this. So after that, they will turn off, and if no button is pressed, no LED will be on, it will be waiting, like if any button is pressed. So that is how we are going to program it. So guys, let me introduce you to the hardware, then we move on to the programming. So guys, this over here is our hardware. As you can see, we have 4 buttons. I will only be using these 2 buttons. This is connected to pin number C1, this is to C0, and these are the 8 LEDs connected to port B from B0 to B7. So this is B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, and B7. This is our PIC16F877A microcontroller, and I will be programming and powering up the whole circuit using this Picket3 programmer tool. So guys, let's go to our MikroC for PIC. So this is our MikroC for PIC. Let me use a magnifier so we can zoom in. So this over here is the magnifier. Go to the left, click on File, click on New Project. This window pops up, New Project Wizard. Click on Next, write the name of the project. I write LED Sequence Tutorial Learning Microcontrollers. Any name. This is the name I wrote. Select the path where your files will be created. Select the microcontroller. I will be using the PIC16F877A. The crystal connected to pin number 13 and 14 of your PIC16F877A. In my case, it's 20 MHz, so I write 20 here. Click on Next and Finish. Now guys, this window pops up. Before you do anything else, first of all, go to the left, click on File, click on Save, and save your work. Here we go. Now first of all, since we have 2 buttons, first we initialize these 2 buttons. Now first we initialize the first button connected to pin number C0. I write trace C.F0 equals to 1. Now trace is the direction register, C is the port name, F0 is the pin number. So it means that whenever you give 1 to the trace register, it means that dedicated pin or the port has been declared as input. So in this case, this pin is declared as input, that is pin number C0. So a button is always an input device. So it will always, PIC will always take it as an input device, input coming from the button. So by default, the state of the button we define as equals to 0. Why 0? Because as I told you, we connected the 10K resistor in the pull down configuration. It means that whenever the button is pressed, a 1 will be sent. So by default, it must be 0. Opposite to what will be sent when the button is pressed. So I give some initialization delay. Not necessary, but I always give it in the one-time loop. So it's recommended that you do give it in the one-time loop. So this is our first button. Now let's initialize the second button. Now for the second button, just change this pin number. Now this was C0, now this is C1, rest is same. So second button is also initialized. Now let's initialize the port B having all the 8 LEDs. I write here trace B, not the pin, because we are going to deal with the whole port, and we go in the binary form 0 B 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So total 8 zeros. Now these 8 zeros, each zero represents 1 pin. So this is B0 from the right, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6 and B7. So there are total 8 LEDs. If I make any of this pin go high, then the LED connected to that pin will go high. So we have declared the whole port B as output for the LED. Since I told you, as per the trace register, if you give it 1, it means the pin has been declared as input. In case of an LED, the pin must be declared as output. So we didn't went for a pin like we didn't wrote B.F0 or something. We simply took the whole port, just trace B, the whole port in binary form, we have declared it as output. Now by default, I want all the LEDs to be off. So in that case, just copy paste this here. All the LEDs are low, it means all the LEDs are off. Again, we give some initialization delay, not necessary, but I always prefer you give it in the one-time loop. Now we go for our forever loop. We have our 2 buttons initialized, we have our 8 LEDs initialized. Forever loop will start from here and ends here. Inside it, first of all, we do the programming for the first button. I write if PORTC.F0 double equals to 1. If the button connected to pin number C0 goes high, then what should happen? We give some delay ms 50 for 50 milliseconds, stop and again check, confirm it. If still the button is high, only then consider it pressed. Now why I did that? I could have just written the code over here and it was to work. I did that because due to some natural phenomena like electrostatic shock or like some dust particle in the air or something may cause the buttons to get shorted, and this will cause the sequence to be initiated. You have not pressed the button, but the machine is operating or the sequence is working. Why? Because you didn't give the debouncing delays. This is a debouncing delay. It's like a safety delay. So now in case 8 millisecond is recommended and above 8 is always welcomed. So in my case, since I am a human and my hand speed is very slow, so 50 millisecond is more than enough. So in that case, it will be just a safety. If the button is pressed and if it is still pressed after 50 milliseconds, then we consider it pressed. Now it's pressed. Now we write our sequence. So first sequence, as I showed you in the presentation, will be we take the whole port B. This is our port B. Initially, it's all the LEDs are off. Now we start from pin number 1. So in the first step, B0 LED at B0 turns on. Rest are all the 7 LEDs are off. Now we give some delay interval of 200 millisecond or 250 millisecond will be fine, whatever you prefer. Okay, 200 is fine. Now copy this step again, paste it. In the second step, the second LED also turns on. Then we go for the third step. In the third step, third LED also turns on. So just like a train. And in the fourth step, the fourth LED turns on. So there will be total 8 steps for 8 LEDs. Fifth step, fifth LED turns on. Now to teach you, I'm just doing this manually. Else in the other case, you can also use the shift command, or you may use the loops as well. So it's up to you. While for learning purpose, it is great to do it manually. Okay. 6. Now the 7th LED turns on. Now finally the 8th LED turns on. Now our sequence is complete. So what is happening here is that in the first interval, once the button is pressed and released, first LED turns on, then second, third, fourth, up to all the 8 LED will turn on. Then this loop will be over. See, it's over. Now if the second button is pressed, we copy this from if to complete loop till here, paste it for the second button like this. And instead of if, add else. Else if instead of port C, okay, not the inner loop, this one, the outer one, sorry, I got confused. Else if this is the second button, and second button is F1. If the button connected to pin number C1 is pressed, then again wait for 50 millisecond and again check if the button at C1 is pressed. If it is pressed, now we go from the left to right. The LED connected to B7 will turn on, while this is off. LED connected to B7 and B6 turn on, while these two are off. We are just going from the opposite side. Now these 3 LEDs turn on, while these 3 will be off. Now these 4 turn on. just you cut them and paste them this side. So these 4 turn on. Now here these will turn on. We are just shuffling them. So just cut them and bring them this side. Just like this. Now see all the LED turn on. Now for the second button, once it's pressed and released, then it will start from the opposite. Now it will start from this side, that started from that side. From B0 to B7, it will be B7 to B0. See? So all the 8 LEDs turn on. And then after that, if no button is pressed, then else both the LEDs, what will happen if no button is pressed? Then we go back. See, our initial state is this. Initially, all the LEDs were off. We will go back to the initial state. No LED will turn on like this. Now this is our code. What I do is that I build this code, check for error, no error, build it again to confirm, no error, perfect. Now open your PIC16 programmer tool. See, this is our PIC3 programmer tool. Select the microcontroller. It's PIC16F877A. In my case, like this. Click on file, click on import. Now this is the file we just created. Double click. It's here. Click on write. Wait for the file to be written. Okay, the file is being written. You can see that pin number 7 and 6, B7 and B6, they are also used by the PIC3 as well. They are blinking because it's programming. Wait. Okay, done. Now we will power up the circuit using the PIC3 programmer tool. I click on. Okay, see the power indicator is on. This is the power LED while these are off. Now see, no button is pressed, no LED should turn on. That is what we just wanted. See, this is great. Now this is great. Now let me tell you something. If you go back here, you will see we gave these delays, debouncing delays. If the button is pressed and we give a delay of 50 milliseconds, if it is still pressed, only then it is considered pressed. If you do not give this delay, then there will be a problem over here. Like no button is pressed, then there is a possibility that the sequence may run because there might be some dust particle in air, there might be some electrostatic charge or something. So that's why this delay is important. Now let's press the buttons. Now see, this is the button as I told you earlier connected to pin number C1 and this one is connected to pin number C0. First we press this button. See, it starts from right to left. I press it again, starts from right to left. If I press this button, it starts from left to right. See, left to right. See, it's working perfectly fine. See, right to left and left to right. See, if I keep it pressed, it is like pressing it again and again. It will keep on going. See, if I press the other one, see, it goes from right to left. See, simple as that. So guys, this is it. If you guys have any questions, please do ask. And I hope you guys learned something from this video. We'll see you in the next lecture. So goodbye until then.